Welcome to Los Angeles, where the LA Coliseum's always a battlefield when the Chiefs meet the Raiders. In the AFC West, Kansas City holding to a one-game lead. The Chiefs have to keep winning, and the Raiders need a victory badly today to stay in the hunt. Good afternoon, everyone. Don Criqui with Paul Maguire. The Los Angeles Raiders have lost 6 straight to Kansas City by virtually every measurement. These two teams are even, except in one all-important one, and that is turnovers. The Chiefs, the leader in giveaway, takeaway, Paul, and the Raiders near the bottom. How do you correct turnovers?
Just by concentration and execution. That's the only way. It's just trying to do something that you can't really do with the ball and try to make a big play, and you end up losing it.
The Chiefs come in as a slight favorite. You see the difference in turnovers. The Chiefs have been stripping the ball. The Raiders have not made the big play. That's their lament, and they have made the big turnover, but this is still a very good football team, ready to rise up at any moment, and of course on their home field against their longtime rival. The Raiders are particularly up for this game. Last year they did get into the playoffs with a 9-7 record. In fact, an 8-8 team went to the playoffs last year in the AFC, and that was the Jets. So the Raiders are still very much in it, but they cannot afford many more losses, if any at all. Now the kickoff, hit downfield by Jager. It'll be carried into the end zone, where Harvey Williams will down the ball. And Kansas City will go on offense, 1st and 10 from the Chiefs' 20-yard line. Here's David Craig coming out. He is really having some very fine outings. The last 2 games may have been his best. His first year Kansas City Chief after 12 years with Seattle. He said yesterday he's really just now fully aware of the whole offense here in Kansas City. With the Chiefs, as Barry Ward is his primary runner, Todd McNair is his top receiver from a number standpoint. Some changes in the O-line. Valerio goes to center, Doring to right tackle because of injuries. One back set. Dave Craig looks like he's checking off after he looks at the Raider defensive alignment. And the handoff goes to Barry Ward, and there's nothing but silver and black there to knock him down at the 22-yard line. The Raider defense big and tough, and as you see from the outset, very combative. Just the way they like it when the Chiefs and Raiders tee it up. Across the defensive front of Los Angeles, Howie Long has been having another good year. Broughton, Harrison, and Townsend. The linebackers, Wallace, Ellison, and Moss. Wallace a blitzer. He has 4 sacks already. McDaniel's having a terrific year at left corner. He might grade out the best of any Raider defensive player. Now a 2-back set on a 2nd down and 8 play for Kansas City. Second back, Barry Ward, and the Raiders shut it down again. As Howie Long in his 12th year sheds the block and makes the head-on hit.
Wasn't it interesting? He's talking to Marty Schottenheimer. Now everyone thinks with the Kansas City Chiefs that their strong suit is running the football. According to Marty Schottenheimer, not so. They have not been running the football the way they're supposed to. Howie Long is going to come right down from the right-hand side of the screen, and watch the play he makes. Goes right around Lutz and makes the tackle. That's good defense. And this has been the problem of the Kansas City Chiefs, running the football.
Now Kawhi comes in at center. He is the long snapper and also the shotgun snapper. Craig stands in, fires a strike. Ball is free. It's on the field. Let's see who's got it. They're waving it off as it was no catch. It looked to be one by Tim Barnett, and then a fumble, but the official right there said no, he did not have possession. So Ronnie Lott, a grand slam striker in the deep secondary, comes up to free the ball.
I mean, there's just no catch on the outside when you see the play. Barnett coming across. Watch it. Catch. Is he down? Really didn't have control. Ronnie Lott, I guess, times it better than anybody in the National Football League.
Brian Barker back to punt now. Raiders could get good field position. A well-hit punt. Tim Brown is back for Los Angeles. Takes it at his 38-yard line. Brown works his way ahead to the 43-yard line. A 40-yard punt and a 6-yard return. So the Raiders' first possession will be in good field position, and Jay Schrader's the man who will work at quarterback, coming in with 8 touchdown throws and 6 interceptions. He's completing an even 50% of his passes. Eric Dickerson, the Chiefs defensive coach, is raving about him, Paul, the way he's been running of late.
Yeah, it's really amazing. When you look at all the weapons that this team has at the Los Angeles Raiders, and they can't put the ball in the end zone. And again, it's not making the big play. If there is one thing that's destroyed them this year, and that is it. They don't make the big play downfield.
Schrader could be going deep and fairly early. They have great speed, as always, on the Raider teams at the flanks. Willie Gault is out to the near side. Tim Brown at the top of your screen as Ethan Horton, a former Chief, goes in motion. And there is Jay Schrader looking deep. Willie Gault has the defense beaten, and he's down to the 2-yard line. And it's no catch. Kevin Ross was covering, but Willie Gault, a world-class sprinter, had a couple of steps on the defense, and Schrader with a high arcing throw was right there. Willie couldn't hold it.
When they throw the ball downfield, a run, first play you said it may go deep. Well, they did. First one out of the box is deep to Willie Gault. They say he juggles the ball. Now, Ross is beaten. Watch this. He doesn't have control. The ball hits the ground.
Man.
The official right to the left. If you see him standing there, Crick, he is in a perfect position to look at the ball.
Very close to a catch.
Here comes Willie Gault now downfield. Ross takes, he just outruns Kevin Ross. Goes to the inside. Now here is the catch. And just at the bottom, the ball hits the ground.
Yeah,
the official was right to the right, though, Crick. That's the only way I'd dispute it. Dispute the booing. I think it's a good call.
Willie fell on the rock, had to leave the game. Here's Schrader looking again. They set up a screen to the near side. Taking the ball is Steve Smith, and he powers his way for a first down and more as he crashes inside the 45-yard line down to the 44. So the Raiders hit a 13-yard screen pass play for the first down. Chris Martin, an outside linebacker, was the tackler for the Chiefs.
This thing was set up so beautifully with Schrader. Now watch, he's going to run to the left of the screen, out to his right. And watch how long this play takes. That's what makes it so pretty. They wait so long, and then they get the ball to the fullback, Smith, and the blocking is in front. Now, the guy that's going to come in and make the play right there is number 57, Chris Martin. He saves another 15 yards.
Marty Schottenheimer saying of Steve Smith, the fullback for the Raiders, there are not many guards in this league that block better than this guy. That time he caught it for a first down. Schrader play faking, a called rollout. He's got an open man, makes the connection. His tight end Ethan Horton takes it down to the 42-yard line. Martin again on the stop as we look at the Chiefs defense. Neil Smith having a terrific year at left end, number 90. Joe Phillips, the attorney, a new acquisition from San Diego. Sally Moore and Griffin across the front. Martin Simeon and the great Derek Thomas back the line. And it was interesting when Schottenheimer was talking about his defense. They've switched him a 3-man front to a 4-man front ball, but much of the time it's a 5-man front because Thomas is right up to rush.
Yeah, he's up there. He is their guy that they can send whenever he feels. I think it's his design of the defense. Whenever he feels he can get there, they let him go.
Pitch back, Eric Dickerson turns it out, turns it up, and he hits to the 40-yard line. It looked like he might break a big play, but the free safety, Charles Mincy, slows quickly.
And they're banging each other around on the top of the field again. Now Horton, the play before, Ethan Horton held Neil Smith. This time they were back at each other again. Neil Smith is getting upset because Horton is a tight end. There's just no way Ethan Horton one-on-one is going to be able to block Neil Smith. I'm sorry. But he's going to have a tough time because even Smith told us yesterday, he's always got double blocking, either by a tackle to the tight end or a tight end to the back or a tackle and a back.
Now Marcus Allen comes into the backfield for the LA Raiders.
They'll cover him.
Third down. Raiders need 5. Schrader with the deep drop. Fastball. First down and some more as he makes the connection to Alexander Wright, the former Dallas Cowboy who was recently crowned the NFL's fastest man. A 12-yard gain.
Well, what they do is they get the Kansas City Chiefs into a zone situation, and Wright comes out. He's the second guy coming out. Now watch, Brown clears it out. He just sets up in that zone at the 30-yard line, and he makes the play. Schrader hits the ball right on target.
Raiders challenging early in a scoreless first quarter. Ball positioned at the 29-yard line. Dickerson for 2. Derek Thomas closing from the outside was the lead tackler for Kansas City.
Correct. Derek Thomas has such great speed. Watch where he makes his play from. Here comes Thomas. Now directly down the line of scrimmage, and watch this. into the backfield and gets Dickerson as he gets the line of scrimmage for a 1-yard gain. That's incredible. The one thing he has to worry about is a bootleg by the quarterback coming back out. Everybody goes one way. But if you saw it right at the beginning of that replay, he checked to make sure that the quarterback didn't have the ball. Here he comes again.
Tim Brown coming in motion to the near side as Schrader's been putting it up. Fires again. Again, he's on target, but Steve Smith out of the backfield can't hold the ball. There's a penalty marker down as they start up on the sidelines.
It's going to be a personal foul. I mean, Smith, the ball was down, and then he got wrestled to the ground. He almost took his head off.
This is the Chiefs and the Raiders as they've known and not loved each other over the years.
No, I mean, there's just... No, look at this.
That's Dale Carter,
Dale
the
Carter.
rookie.
They can throw him out of the ball game. They're going to get Dale Carter on this play, and I believe it's him. They got to calm that young man down. Look at Marty. Calm him down, Marty. Watch out here on the left-hand side of the screen. You see what happens? Smith, if the ball hits him in the head. Now, Carter's watching Smith, so he just clotheslines him here and then wrestles him to the ground. The official right there throws the flag. Look at this. I mean, you're going to call that anyway. You're not allowed to take a guy's head off. There goes the flag up. Smith not wanting part of it. Look at Neil Smith.
He's the peacemaker, Big Neil.
He is huge, Neil Smith.
The pass is incomplete. Personal foul on the defense, number 34. 15-yard penalty, first down.
The referee at Hockley. So the Raiders move closer to the Kansas City goal line on this first possession for Los Angeles.
Rick, you don't mind a guy hustling and being intimidating and all those things, but when you start costing your team 15-yard penalties, these are dumb plays. And these are the things you can't afford to do. This team, the Raiders, are having enough trouble trying to move the ball down the field because of giveaways and takeaways and not being able to make the big play. Don't help them.
There's Dave Adolph. He had been with the Raiders, now the defensive coordinator for Kansas City in his first year with the Chiefs. So the Raiders inside the 15-yard line of KC. No score. Back to the run. Eric Dickerson takes it to the 12-yard line. Chris Martin, 57, was the tackler for Kansas City. Eric Dickerson, who's over 13,000 yards rushing during his career. Only Walter Payton has more.
You see this play here. Smith, number 35, you're talking about, is one of the better blockers. He didn't have a chance to make a block because they had a great block by the guard pulling out on the outside. So Smith really didn't have anybody to block. And what he did is he got caught up in the hole and slowed down Dickerson.
And that brings up, you see the remarkable numbers of Eric Dickerson. Second down and 8 for the Raiders. Dickerson finds his way into the secondary of the Chiefs. He's down close to the 6-yard line.
You know, one of the things incredible about him, Crick, is talking to him yesterday when he told us he has not lost 1 ounce of speed. I mean, he just said he is just as fast as he was before. In fact, the thing that he told us was, if you take all the backs in the National Football League, he said, I am probably faster than 90% of them.
Yeah, he said he still considers himself a sprinter and can outrun 90% of the runners in the league. He's 32 years old, Eric Dickerson. He comes in with great numbers, over 600 yards rushing, 4.2 a carry. And he's figured more and more prominently in the Raider game plans in recent weeks. Big down now, 3rd down and 3 for Los Angeles. Marcus Allen could be coming out of the backfield. He does. Here's Jay Schrader looking at him. Now he goes over the middle and he throws into the end zone. Touchdown Raiders as he hits the tight end Ethan Horton, a former #1 draft choice of the Chiefs. 26 catch for Ethan Horton, his 2nd for a touchdown.
I'll tell you, on that play there, he had a couple of people open. Ethan Horton's got in motion, and he's just going to hook up in the end zone. They're very aware of Marcus Allen where he is. But look at what Ethan Horton did. All he did was get out, get in the zone, just sit down in the end zone, and Schrader throws the ball to him. Perfect play.
So the Raiders look sharp early. They're also beneficiaries of that personal foul call against Dale Carter to get closer. Jeff Jager hits the point after. And the Raiders conclude a 10-play, 57-yard drive with a 6-yard scoring play. Jay Schrader to Ethan Horton, 7-0 Los Angeles. The MetLife blimp is one of the world's largest airships, measuring 194 feet. That's 2/3 the length of a football field. And the Raiders just went 57 yards on the football field, scoring the first touchdown of the game. Jay Schrader with his 9th touchdown pass of the year. He threw it to Ethan Horton, and Jaeger set to kick off now for the Raiders. And again, Harvey Williams is back for KC. Jaeger, a deep kickoff and a deep field goal kicker, again booms one into the end zone. Williams is cautioned not to bring it out. He downs it again for a touchback. Kansas City again from the Chiefs' 20-yard line. Early score of great interest to the Chiefs and their fans. San Diego's fallen behind at Phoenix 7-0. On a penalty marker, there's a 35-yard play if it goes, Paul.
The Kansas City Chiefs are walking back.
Yep.
That's against Kansas City. I mean, a heads-up play by Craig to find Anders, and he just lobbed the ball. It was just a super touch to get the ball. I mean, the heat is on. Watch this. When Craig can't run play action, it turns the defense loose. And when the defense is coming, Harrison 74 is coming after him. Now, the block is back, and I don't know where that is. But Anders makes a sensational catch, and watch him just stay in bounds.
Ineligible receiver downfield by the offense, number 79. 10-yard penalty, half the distance to the goal. Repeat, second down.
Dave Sott, the left guard, was the illegal man downfield.
Well, and you can't blame him for one reason. I mean, he sees his quarterback is in trouble. He's just trying to protect him. He's moving. He sees Craig starting to run, so he's trying to get out in front of him, and then Craig decides he's going to throw the ball.
Here's where the big rushers come hard. Anthony Smith is going to have to watch on a long yardage play on second down. Craig from his end zone makes the throw. It's completed to his tight end, Jonathan Hayes. He's to the 15-yard line. A gain on the play of almost 8 yards, but it brings up third and still long yardage, third and almost 15. McDaniel was the tackler.
Ronnie Lott hit again. Watch Ronnie Lott, number 42. Hayes is number 85 for the Chiefs. Little hookup play right here. He catches the ball. Here's Lott. Wham. What did Lott say? They're not as tough as they used to be.
He got the first hit in, then the actual tackle went to McDaniel. Yeah, Lott said, asked him who's the toughest runner's ever seen to take hits and keep coming. He said, no contest, Walter Payton.
He said, and after that, there aren't any.
not the kind of hits he passes out. He passes out headaches.
Oh, they've got the Raiders offside.
Could be a free play. Dave Craig makes the throw, and whoa, it's almost a pick. As the ball goes everywhere but into a receiver's hands for a catch. J.J. Burton had it for a moment.
That one flag is the Raiders offside, and it's at the line of scrimmage. And J.J. Burton, I mean, this ball they would have had first down if he could hold on to the football. Craig just seems so more effective when he's running the ball. You see on right here, Howie Long, watch this. His defensive tackle moves, and as soon as he does, Harrison, Long's gone.
Eyes on the defense, number 72. 5-yard penalty, repeat, third down.
This is an ugly series at best, but you're looking at the Kansas City Chiefs with third down and about 10 yards. I mean, right back to the original line of scrimmage after they had 2 penalties.
It's unlikely it was Don Mosbar who was offside because he's not on the field. He's the offensive center.
No, it was Howie Long was offside, number 75, but Harrison also moved.
They called Mosbar's number. Whatever's fair. It's third down and 10. Here's a throw and a catch.
And a drop.
And a drop that looks like, oh man, Willie Davis, who Dave Craig was raving about as a rising player. Craig was right on the numbers, but Willie Davis couldn't hold on, and again, KC has to punt from deep in their own end.
All right, Torrin Doran, number 46, is out there with him. Well, watch Davis. He just cuts underneath the zone, and bang, there it is. The ball is perfect. You've got to catch those. That was for first down. And here's a guy, Willie Davis, the only guy in the National Football League averaging over 20 yards a catch.
Like Willie was shaken up on the play as Brian Barker's in to punt again. It's blocked. It's live in the end zone. It is recovered by the Raiders. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Elvis Patterson. Barker is down. The punter, who had his kick blocked. Elvis Patterson, a former Jayhawk, he played at Kansas, was the man who came in and grabbed the loose ball for a touchdown.
All right, Barker's going to hurt his shoulder on this play, but watch Patterson. He's getting blocked, but he gets that hand up. Not only makes the block, watch this. He finds the football. He knows that's mine. That's touchdown. Barker goes in and tries to make a play, and he looks like he landed on his shoulder. And then Patterson goes right back in and picks up the ball. Kevin Porter had a shot at it, but Patterson knew that was my touchdown. What a heads-up play on defense. Giveaways, takeaways.
Right now, the Raiders with a huge takeaway and a second touchdown early in the game. Back at the Coliseum in Los Angeles, Don Criqui with Paul Maguire. A spectacular special teams play by Elvis Patterson of the Raiders. Here he comes.
Well, watch the injury to Barker. Watch his left arm. When he extends out, not here, but he lands on it. And it looks like he hyperextended his shoulder, basically. And it just popped on it. He came down full force of his body with his arm extended. Just keep your eye on his left shoulder. Nothing happens there. Now he reaches back to bat the ball out of the end zone. But that's where it happens. When he falls right there is where he hurts his leg or his arm. And this is where Patterson, I mean, what a sensational play on special teams.
And that was the first time, Paul, since 1985 that Kansas City's had a punt blocked for a touchdown. Randy Robbins of Denver was the last to do it 7 seasons ago, as Brian Barker's attended to. Nick Lowry, the place kicker, he's taking punter snaps now.
I wonder if he'll adjust his nose like he does before a field goal when he punts.
Adjust his nose?
He adjusts his nose just before he kicks a field goal. Boy, you've got a great memory. 1985, huh? You remember all that?
Yeah.
That's terrific.
I tell you, it might have
never ceased to amaze me.
It puts this Chiefs team coming in as a favorite with a 6-game win streak over the Raiders in a deep hole, though. I mean, they haven't been able to get out under their own end. Dave Craig has been throwing on target, has had some drops, but he's been under siege all game so far as the Raiders are really coming off the ball.
But I think the key to it, too, is if this team to get back in the game is David Craig is on target. He's had balls drop, and, you know, they had a play downfield. They have an illegal man downfield.
Barker's being brought in for an X-ray as Jaeger spins the extra point up and good. So the Raiders strike quickly. First on a drive and a touchdown pass, then on a great special teams play by number 43, Elvis Patterson, blocking a punt and recovering it for a touchdown. Santa, no gift touchdown there. It was a terrific effort by Elvis Patterson to block the punt and recover for the touchdown. And for a third time in this game, Jaeger's kicking off. Harvey Williams again back. Jaeger spins another high one, but this will be run back from the 1-yard line. Williams returns it to the 28, a 27-yard return.
Rick, we're going to show you an end zone shot of this, but watch Barker's left arm and watch how he extends it out. It doesn't get hurt here. There's where he gets hurt when he lands on it. That's where he hurt his arm.
First and 10, Kansas City.
A play by Patterson. Whew.
He's made a lot of them. Elvis Patterson, former New York Giant.
Cricket, here's the situation, Kansas City. You don't get out of your game plan. I mean, things were going, they just had some drop balls. Just go back to what you were doing.
Willie Davis is a questionable performer the rest of the way for the Chiefs. He sprained his left ankle when he dropped that pass earlier. Here's a pitch back and a fumble. It looks like the Chiefs' Barry Word fell on it, but it's a burned down, a wasted down. It'll be 2nd down and 10 as the Chiefs on offense right now look like they just got together for the first time today.
This looks like Sandlot ball. Watch his talk to Barry Word. The ball hits him in the hands, but he's looking downfield. We can run that thing, again, we got an injured player down on the field, and it looks like Howie Long. But if we can run that play over one more time, Terry, because what you're going to see is you're going to see Barry Word's head looking downfield and not at the ball. You have to concentrate. Just watch his head, and I'll tell you where to freeze this thing. Freeze it now. Look at his head. Downfield, not looking at the ball. The ball slips through his hands. Now he looks at it, and fortunately for him, it bounces up into his face.
Howie Long appears to be all right as he's coming off the field. Long coming in with 7.5 sacks. He's going to be back next year as a Raider to play again. He said he'll play as long as he plays well.
I think they're going to have to rip his uniform off him.
6-time a Pro Bowl selection. Went to 5 straight Pro Bowls during one stretch. 2nd down and over 10 for Craig and the Chiefs. Dave Craig swept under. Anthony Smith with his 12th sack of the year, the 3rd-year pass rusher from Arizona.
We had 2 Smiths in this ball game. Neil on one side and Anthony on the other. They both came into this game with 11 sacks each. Now Anthony has taken the lead from the other Smith. Watch 94. Just keep coming. He just kept. They have a deal on the outside. Craig has no chance. The block is missed on the inside by Zott.
By a deal, of course, you mean they're taking stunting, looping pass loops.
Yeah, there's a deal where the defensive tackle goes out and the defensive end loops underneath him. Thanks, Crick.
It sure worked. Now Dave Craig has a 3rd down and a huge pass is needed here. 18 yards for the 1st down. Downfield throw to Burden, and he's just short of the 1st down. The mark will be about 1.5 yards short. A terrific play by J.J. Burden. His 34th catch of the year is good for a 17-yard gain, but they needed 18, and they have to punt again.
I don't know how the officials marked this because there wasn't a guy on the line, but watch where this pass is thrown. And Burden, what's the concentration? He's being covered downfield by Terry McDaniel, who was right on him all the way. That was a perfect pass. Lott saves the 1st down. Now you've got Neil Lowry as the kicker.
Here's a guy that has not punted since high school. An all-time field goal kicker, one of the top 3.
Now, the Kansas City Chiefs are going back in the huddle. The play clock's down to 4 seconds. They're either going to take a timeout or take a penalty. They're taking a timeout.
So the Chiefs must use a timeout with 2 minutes and 53 seconds to play in the 1st quarter. Next Saturday, watch history in the making when the 1992 Heisman Trophy is presented to this year's outstanding college football player. Past winners are household names: Horning, Staubach, Simpson, Dorsett, Campbell, Tony Brown, or Tony from the Raiders. They've had a number of them in their backfield. Tim Brown was the winner back in '87. This year, another exceptional group of candidates includes Miami's Gino Torretta, San Diego State's Marshall Faulk, and Georgia's Garrison Hurst. And it is speculated this could be one of the closest races ever. Find out who will take home the trophy next Saturday at 3:30 Eastern Time, live following football on NBC. The Heisman Trophy announcement and presentation. Marcus Allen of the Raiders along with Tim Brown, Heisman Trophy winners. They had 3 Heisman Trophy men in their backfield before Bo Jackson got hurt, did the Raiders.
You got to give maximum protection here for Lowry because, first of all, he's really not taking snaps. It's different standing on the sideline. Maximum protection for this guy.
It's a good one. Forcing a fair catch. Tim Brown comes across. It didn't touch a Raider, so it'll take a Kansas City bounce, and the Chiefs will down the ball inside the 25-yard line.
Well, Tim Brown runs into his own man, Andre Bruce, and he runs into him as Brown's going for the ball, so there's not going to be any penalty or anything downfield.
A very good effort, though, by Nick Lowry, called down to punt because of the injury to Brian Barker.
Now what? Lowry aims to the right and kicks to the left. This is really tricky. Now watch. Oh, I said, Bruce, I'm sorry, it wasn't him, it was Land. Thank you.
But it was indeed a Raider he ran into, so this time Los Angeles will have to go the long field with a 14-0 Raider lead. 2:43 to go in the 1st quarter.
The officials are talking this over down on the field, but there's no problem with the play because Brown ran into his own man. The question is, was the ball touched upfield by the Chiefs after it hit the ground? There we go. We'll get a ruling.
A member of the receiving team ran into the receiver for the receiving team. Therefore, there was no foul. 1st down.
Well,
no foul and no muff. Nobody touched it.
Here it is here. See Land coming in? Watch this. Now, he's just trying to block, so he gets out of the way, and here goes Brown. He actually runs into the defensive man, Benny Thompson, number 46, but he was blocked over there.
Benny finally downs the ball. Benny Thompson was in the Pro Bowl last January as the NFC Special Teams Pro Bowler from New Orleans. Came to the Chiefs as a Plan B free agent. Here's Dickerson. Behind Smith. Big hit put on. Coming across to make the play is the middle linebacker, Tracy Simeon. Former All-World Football League player.
Now what do we got?
You always have someone. It's the Raiders and the Chiefs.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's every play.
Just about.
I mean, sometimes you just forget about playing football. And the thing that happens in a situation like this, the officials better take charge.
There's been some question about Art Shell's future here. Well, it's very poorly founded because he'll be back. He's in his 3rd year, and he's already had 2 playoff teams. The Raiders stand very much behind what they think is a great coach, as Steve Smith again catches a ball out of the backfield and is taken down by Derek Thomas. But you talk to the top people in the Raider organization, and Art Shell has their unqualified support.
All right, Derek Thomas, now watch him. He's outside. He's covering Smith. He's looking back in the backfield. He's got such great quickness. He let Smith alone just for a second, and Schrader gets the ball there. And you're right. I talked to Al Davis before the game, and Al says he started laughing. He said, you know, there are people writing about let's get rid of Art Shell. And he said exactly to me what he said to you. This guy's been in 2 playoffs. Were you crazy?
Said they wanted to fire John Madden 3 years into his tour of duty as the Raider coach. Prescott, here's a handoff to Eric Dickerson, and he is taken down behind the line of scrimmage. The critics wanted Madden fired, not the Raiders, and he went on, of course, to have a Hall of Fame coaching career as Tracy Simeon again makes a head-on tackle.
But Leonard Griffin, number 98, is the man that really makes the play. Watch on the bottom, right in the middle of the screen. Watch 98. He goes right back. He takes the tackle back to Dickerson, and he makes the play. What a super play. He gets help from his friends. But Leonard Griffin is the guy that made the play.
Now Dale Carter drops back. This is a rookie who can change the face of the game quickly. Jager ready to punt. Jeff Gossett ready to punt the ball, averaging almost 43 yards a punt. Low punt. It'll be run back by Carter, the first-year player from Tennessee. First he has to pick it up. He does. His own guy screened him off, and Dale Carter does well to get to the 29-yard line. A 40-yard punt and just a 2-yard return. David Jones down covering the kick for the Raiders.
Let me tell you something, Rick. In this first quarter, everything that can happen bad for the Kansas City Chiefs, I think it's already happened. I don't know if anything else can go wrong. You lose one of your best receivers. Willie Davis. They drop the balls all over the place. You have a punt block for a touchdown. You lose your punter. And now you get a line drive kick. The ones that you can return, perfect field position, and return man, Carter drops the ball. You want to get out of this quarter and say, let's forget about it. You have 14 more seconds, and then we have a new ball game as far as Kansas City is concerned.
Down to 14 seconds as you see to play in the first quarter. Dave Craig to Barry Word, and the Raiders with that big defensive front dig in. Willie Broughton and Winston Moss were on the stop for Los Angeles. Moss, number 99, former Tampa Bay linebacker, and that'll do it for the first 15 minutes of play. And the Raiders, coming in as a rare underdog on their home field, take command of the game early, 14-0. Draft Marcus Allen jersey, as the Raider fans have seen their team jump out to a 14-0 lead, and now Dave Craig tries to go again. There's a lifelong Raider fan. He's got it indelibly marked on him. Tough to change your allegiance. Dave Craig takes a look, hesitates, and it's over. Andre Bruce and Howie Long converge. Andre Bruce, a former Auburn All-American, was the #1 pick in the draft one year out of Atlanta. For Atlanta. Never got it done there.
Watch Andre Bruce. I mean, he just comes in and he just runs right through Barry Word. And Craig, you don't have that much time. They just didn't stop coming. They had a blitz coming and they went with it.
The big overmatch in this game has been the pass rush of the Raiders. It has overrun the offensive blocking of the Chiefs. The Chiefs forced in some lineup changes. Second-year man Joe Valerio went to center today for injured Tim Grunhard. Tom Doring went to right tackle. They're having problems. Woo! almost a pickoff. The receiver, Tony Hargan, running an out pattern. Dave Craig throwing a fly pattern. And it was very nearly a pick by the free safety of the Raiders, Eddie Anderson.
This was a fly pattern all the way because Craig just got the ball and threw it to Hargan, who just stopped and checked up. Watch Craig. Watch how fast he gets rid of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bang. He throws the ball. He's not waiting for anything else. On the left of the screen, look at Hargan. He just stops. Anderson almost makes the interception.
Well, the Chiefs are having a tough day so far. They're getting good news from other ball yards, as San Diego is losing at Phoenix and Denver is losing at home to Dallas. Both down by 7 points. Here's a kick downfield by Nick Lowry, called on because of the injury to Barker, and it rolls out of bounds at the 48-yard line. So the Raiders take over with good field position after just a 29-yard kick. Jay Schrader getting the last-minute consultation.
Is brought to you by Domino's. Call Domino's Pizza now and you'll be enjoying free twisty bread with our unlimited toppings pizza deal when the game is over.
Don Criqui with Paul Maguire, a man with a head for football.
Well, 32 years in the National Football League. I really do have a head for football.
And the L.A. Raiders have a head for the big play today. They have 2 sacks and a blocked punt for a touchdown. And right now the Chiefs have a big hole to get out of.
Yeah, and the other things are happening. Denver's losing. San Diego's losing. If the Raiders can win this game, which they have to win every one of their ball games, things can change, Crick.
Jay Schrader looking deep, and here comes the rush. Man, Neil Smith. They're going to rule that Schrader was down as Neil Smith came through with his 12th sack of the year.
The Smiths are 12 each now. They're going back and forth. Neil Smith just takes off. Watch him, Crick. He's going to come right in the inside. He releases Schrader, steps up, and Neil Smith nails him. That's a good call by the official, because Schrader was down. Boy, is he a load.
Neil Smith was a guy that, like Carl Peterson, the GM of the Chiefs, was saying, people said he was a bust after his first year. Well, now he's in his 4th year. Last year he's in the Pro Bowl, and he's probably headed there again. His ascent has been remarkable. He keeps getting better and better as the handoff goes to Eric Dickerson. And now the Chiefs' defense on these consecutive downs looks like the force it has been this season. The strength of the Kansas City Chiefs is on the defensive side. Marty Schottenheimer said if there's one area of our team I'd improve, it's an area most people think is strong, and that's our running game. We've not run the ball well lately.
They have not. And Neil Smith, if you take a look at Neil Smith, look on the right of the screen. Ethan Horton's trying to block him. Watch what he does with Horton. You see him standing there? He's the man that creates the play. Then he gets some help from his friends. Once he makes that, Pearson comes in and makes the tackle. But Neil Smith would not allow Dickerson to get to the outside.
Big Neil was the 2nd player picked overall in the '88 draft. Out of Nebraska. Well thrown ball on 3rd down to Marcus Allen, but not nearly enough for a first down, as the Raiders on the play needed 17 yards, so their punter will come out. Jeff Gossett coming out for a 2nd time as Marcus Allen goes off the field, a man who's won every conceivable award in football. The Maxwell Award, the Heisman Trophy, College Football Player of the Year awards. He's been NFL MVP. He's been Super Bowl MVP.
The way they're playing him here, he can play for another 10 years. He doesn't do anything.
An array of backs they go to. They have another good one, Napoleon McCallum, who rarely gets on the field from scrimmage. Angle punt near side, a line drive. Here comes Dale Carter. What a punt. Raider down the ball with his feet. That counts 2.
Yeah, but he'll come back to about the 6 or 7 yard line.
Mike Jones. 42-yard punt, but most important for Jeff Gossett, there was no return. So again, the Chiefs have a long way to go. A 3rd sack as Chester McLaughlin, the #1 draft choice, a 315-pound pass rusher out of Clemson, number 91, was coming hard.
Boy, they were coming. You know, he's trying to run a screen now. This 11 yards on offense for Kansas City. There's only 54 for the Raiders, but we'll take a look at this. It's a screen being set up. McLaughlin, he just gets in. Craig has to throw the ball away. There's no place to go. He's lucky he didn't get it picked off.
Craig has now completed just 2 of 6 for 24 yards. takes the full hit from Nolan Harrison and from Howie Long. Raider defensive front has controlled this game.
I mean, there's just nothing to do. What they're doing now, they're just talking about, let's all meet at the quarterback because he's either going to hand the ball off or he's going to throw it. We're going straight for him. And that time, Barry Ward didn't have a chance. I mean, they lost a yard on the play. And Marty talked to us yesterday, Schottenheimer, saying, hey, our biggest problem is our running game. Watch it. Here it is. Harrison just goes right around the center and then makes the play with Howie Long.
Davis, back in the game, has the ball off his hands below the knees. Tough to handle. Good coverage by Torrin Dorn. And again, it's 3 downs and out for the Chiefs offense.
You're absolutely correct. Watch the coverage here. The coverage is perfect. Torrin Dorn is right there. There's no just, I mean, if you catch the ball, you're not going to get a first down anyway. Solid defense. Oh, this is going to be something. Here we are in the end zone. He's going to... You're going to have Lowry almost by the back line. I wouldn't go after him. You want to return here because he can't kick the ball over 30 yards anyway.
One step back, it could be a safety. Lowry hits it end over end. Here's Tim Brown fielding it at his 45, at the 45 of the Chiefs. And Tim Brown brings it down to the 35-yard line. A 39-yard punt by Lowry under duress. A 10-yard return by Tim Brown. And a tackle by Tracy Rogers. Dallas now holding to a 1-point lead over Denver, 14-13. Phoenix continues to lead San Diego 14-7. Washington up 14-0 on the Giants.
Well, you know, when you can't move the ball offensively, again, Kansas City going into that series of downs had 11 yards total offense. They lost a yard, so it goes back to 10, and then you lose your punter. Can't get you out of trouble. You have a lot of trouble.
Eric Dickerson thundering down to the 26-yard line. A first down carry, good for almost 10.
Correct. This was a great play by the running back, Smith. He takes Derek Thomas, who sacrifices himself. I want you to stop this. On the left, right here, stop right there if we can. Well, you see Derek Thomas on the ground on Smith. Once he does that, there's no way that the defensive end can get to the outside. Now, you see Eric Dickerson. Once he gets to the outside, the first person he's going to see is Kevin Ross, which is a corner.
Eric Dickerson, the man who in '84 rushed for over 2,100 yards, the NFL record. Dickerson, big and rangy with that high leg motion, the upright running style, takes on tacklers. Bayless, the strong safety, knocked him down, but it's a first down for the Raiders.
That time you saw Derek Thomas before go down the line and sacrifice himself. Now watch, he checks, he's coming down, he's after Dickerson from behind. He doesn't make the play. Bayless makes the play. First down.
6 times an all-pro player, Eric Dickerson, lining up in the eye as the Raiders go first down and 10. Dale Carter coming up from the corner to put a shoulder into him, number 34. He may be the best rookie in the NFL, Dale Carter.
Boy, they have a lot of nice things to say about this guy. In speed, he's got some speed he can loan me. I mean, he has really got some speed. Yeah, you watch. Now, this thing is all jammed up in the middle. Phillips was in there, and then Carter comes up and makes the play. You know one thing I'm wondering about? With Lowry, Crick, as many punts he's going to have, what effect that's going to have on his field goal kicking if he gets down to a point where he has to kick, because it's an altogether different motion.
Right, good point. Right now, the Chiefs have to worry about stopping touchdowns, not scoring them, as the Raiders are threatening again. Big-time fastball by the quarterback, Jay Schrader, and Ethan Horton makes the reception down inside the 20-yard line of the Chiefs. Short of a first down, it brings up 3rd down and 3, almost 4.
And the Chiefs are sending an awful lot of people, and Eric Dickerson stepped up and did the job he had to do. Bayless is down covering. He gets some help from Derek Thomas, but you can't let this team nickel and dime you. And you can't let Schrader stand in that pocket and have all that time to find guys, especially when you're running blitzes. Now you have man-to-man coverage.
He has the first down as he slides to a halt at the 10-yard line.
Heads-up play by Jay Schrader. He sees everybody covered. The Kansas City Chiefs only sent 3. Well, actually, they sent 4. And Phillips misses him right there. That's a sack. When he misses him, Schrader steps up and gets the first down.
Jay Schrader talking to him yesterday, Paul, he was saying what he never ceases to marvel at is how fast things happen in the NFL. He said at the snap of the ball, he has 2.5 seconds to read a defense and do something when he's back there to throw. He said there are people coming in there to do you personal harm if they can.
That's right. You better make the right decision.
On a delay, Dickerson takes it straight ahead on first down, and Tracy Simeon makes the tackle.
I thought he was interesting with you yesterday, Crick, when you were talking to Schrader yesterday about, we said, is there a quarterback controversy? And he said, really, he didn't think so. I mean, he's handled this pretty well because they've had him up there, they've taken him down. They said that his contract read the first 2. He was supposed to start the first 2 games of the year, which he did, and after that, they took him out. But he's handled it very well.
Yeah, he seems to be a happy guy that he's starting. He said that he's not worried about it. His job is to be as good as he can every Sunday. Today his whole team has been good. Schrader with a good play fake. Here's a throw to an open man. It'll go for a Raider touchdown as Smith is in the end zone. 11 yards.
Nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, covered Smith.
Guy in row 14 in the stands was closer to Smith than any defender.
I mean, it was unbelievable. The left of the screen, folks. 35 goes out in the... Well, look at this. There is nobody. Freeze it now. You don't see a white shirt. You're right. The guy in row 14 had him.
And the Raiders extend a commanding lead now to 20-0. Jeff Jager hits the point after. And the Raiders, who've stumbled of late, looking like a playoff team right now, as Schrader's hit 8 of 10 for 64 yards and 2 touchdowns. So when we come back, the Raiders will be kicking off again. The man who runs the Raiders, Al Davis, along with one of his All-Pro, Hall of Famers, Jim Otto, looking on as the Raiders have opened up a 21-0 lead. He's got to run it back. Here comes Harvey Williams. He has to work hard to get to the 18-yard line. So the Chiefs, who've been in minus field position all day long, start again from deep in their own end. The last time these teams played, that was in the last week in September at Arrowhead Stadium. The Chiefs were in command throughout, and they beat the Raiders 27-7. That was in a Monday night game.
Look at this stuff here. Punt, punt block, punt. They've had the ball 15 plays, and all those threes, that is horrible. They've had the ball 15 plays, a total of 10 yards, no first downs, as you can see there, 3 and out, punts and blocks and all that stuff, and 2 sacks.
Kansas City with more penalty yards assessed against them, 21, than they have on offense today. Just 15 yards offense for the Chiefs. A long way to go, though. We have 6:07 to play in the first half. Dave Craig forced to throw. Oh, he just brought his arm forward before huge Nolan Harrison came in on him, along with Anthony Smith.
Anthony Smith, number 94. I mean, he not only goes after Craig and hits it, then he starts chasing the ball. Watch 94. Right-hand side, right in the middle of the screen here. Watch this. He's being held, first of all. Makes the hit, then what? Watch. He rolls over and chases the ball. He believes it's his. From the backside, Craig can't see him coming. Anthony Smith hits him, rolls over. Watch this. He's after the football. That's mine. I knocked it away. It's mine.
Anthony Smith, a real force. See his sack total. 1 already today and very close to 2. Is now it's 2nd down and 10 for Craig and the Chiefs. Downfield throw, and here's a connection for a 1st down as he makes it to the tight end, Keith Cash. Just his 7th catch of the year, but it's good for an 18-yard gain on a Kansas City 1st down.
Well, they found someone now that can hold on to the football. Throw to the tight end. If he's going to catch it, Cash, number 89, coming out. We're covering short with the linebacker. Cash goes out, but the corner releases. Anderson never gets there. McDaniel, that's not his man. He releases off with the wide receiver, comes over and helps out on the tight end.
Chiefs came in here hoping to win their 5th game in a row this season. That's something they've not done 5 in a row since 1971. Harvey Williams gets a call from scrimmage. A 3.5 per carry average for Williams, the former All-American at LSU.
You got the call, and Howie Long answered it.
Yes, he did.
You know, when we talked to Craig yesterday, and Crick, we asked him what is the strength of the Kansas City Chiefs defense, and didn't hesitate to beat the defense. He said, we're just not doing it on offense. Howie Long, 5 tackles, a half a sack, and a how do you do?
Raiders dig in up front, ready to rush again as Craig has to go on 2nd and 11. Doesn't even play big, trying to set up quickly. Terrific throw. J.J. Burton's on the run across the 50, and he weaves his way down and loses the ball. On the run with it is Terry McDaniel. He's in open field. Craig has a shot at him. Will he get him? He will at the 15-yard line.
Well, let me tell you what, my friend. I mean, you can't do everything. Here comes J.J. Burton coming downfield, makes a move, back, trying to make some things happen. Remember I said giveaways and takeaways? The ball is stripped out.
It's unbelievable.
It's stripped out, and the other way they go with the ball with Terry McDaniel. And watch Craig. You think he's frustrated? What a great tackle. He'll teach you how to tackle. Tackle him low.
Is the season to be giving, and the Chiefs just handed one right over to the L.A. Raiders, who now have the ball at the Kansas City 15-yard line.
Now, you know, we talked in the opening. You said, you know, how do you give away, take away? How do you stop it? Now, here's the situation with this team, the Kansas City Chiefs, leading the National Football League in takeaways.
Plus 20.
Okay? Now, here's a guy going downfield trying to make something happen, and he doesn't make it happen.
Schrader could be throwing. He plays straight. He hands straight ahead, and running with the ball is Eric Dickerson, who is hit head-on by the middle linebacker, Tracy Simeon.
Yeah, J.J. Burton is the guy that drops the ball, and I mean, he's just trying to make something happen, Criqui, and because they're getting killed. It's 21-0, trying to make a little extra. The same thing that Tim Brown told us about. Try to get that extra yard, lose concentration, you lose the ball.
So that's been one of the problems with the Raiders because of the slump they've been in. People have been really trying too hard, trying to make something happen, and you tend to make a mistake when you do that. Instead of playing within themselves. Here's Schrader with a throw. Tip ball, picked off. Kansas City's Tracy Simeon has it. So a big play by Simeon, dropping back, and he gets the tip ball. We have some really room service turnovers here. McDaniel running down the field, never expected a ball to pop into his hands, and now Simeon has one pop into his.
That quiets the crowd in a hurry. Jay Schrader said, what do I have to do? McElroy ends up making the play on Simeon. He throws him to the ground. Here we go. Schrader's going to try to get the ball in the middle. The ball is tipped up in the air by Neil Smith. Watch as Simeon gets the ball, and look who makes the tackle. Number 77 is going to come in. McElroy. Watch him here. Here it is. Bam! Watch it, and he'll rustle him to the ground.
Coach Schottenheimer waiting for some big plays from his offense, but the Raider defense hasn't allowed any the last time they played. Dickerson scored in a 40-yard run in the second quarter, and then the Chiefs scored 27 unanswered points to blow the game open and win going away 27-7. The 6th straight victory for KC over the Raiders. To a draw, Todd McNair, usually a pass catcher, runs the ball on first down to the 20. Gain of 8 yards. Tackler Anthony Bell. See? Washington is...
I mean, they're just yanking each other all over the ballpark. But you know the nice part about it, though, they're really not hitting each other. I mean, it's a lot of name calling.
Not
things.
with face masks on.
No. You know, and
break
if you hit
your
a guy,
hand.
yeah, you don't be doing something stupid by hitting the guy in the face. Just there you go. Let's talk. I'll say something, Barnett. What do you want? What do you want? Yeah, I hit him in the mouth. Now I hit the official in the head. Another shot. Now see, there's where you throw the flag on Washington, because he's hitting him in the head with his hand, and that's illegal. Ejection. You bet.
But they're letting him play. Carter could have gone out, as you pointed out earlier, Paul, with that hit to the head, a personal foul call earlier. Aaron Wallace was covering on the play as McNair couldn't make the catch.
Well, you've got Valerio now back at tackle, and watch this. He's on Howie Long. Tell me, is this holding? I think Howie's holding on to Valerio. No, that looks all right. That's fine. And you got to give Craig a lot of credit. He stood back in that pocket that time. The offensive line blocked extremely well. He waited, then threw the ball, and it's dropped. Now, you got to start talking to yourself. I'll tell you now.
Third down as David Craig sets up in the shotgun. Steps into the pocket. Good throw by Craig, and a big play. J.J. Burton is on the run, and he's all the way down to the Raider 45-yard line. Dan Land got it from behind. He almost went the distance, as it was a 36-yard gain for the Chiefs.
Dan Land saves a touchdown. Now, J.J. Burton, he's going to try to make things happen. Craig was going to run. He sees Burton get away. Now, watch this. Locke loses him. If Land doesn't make the tackle, Burton's in that open field all by himself with a blocker, Willie Davis, with him.
So Dave Craig improvising, and the Chiefs and Craig finally hit a big play. With Paul Maguire, this is Don Criqui back at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Dave Craig and the first place Kansas City Chiefs struggling right now, down to the Raiders 21-0 with 2:31 to go before the half. Craig has really been having to sprint and step up into the pocket, throw on the run. He has been under siege all game long by the Raider pass rush.
Yeah, that tackle he made just a few moments ago on McDaniel to save a touchdown to get the ball back. I mean, you see what happens in this ball game. I'm thinking that the Kansas City Chiefs, they don't score in this drive something on the board, they're going to get blown out of this ball game.
Well, it's quite apparent throwing. It's the only way they're going to move it, at least so far. Here's a beautiful throw downfield, and taking the ball in is Willie Davis. And he's down to the 24-yard line, a 24-yard gain. Marty Schottenheimer talking yesterday about the big attribute that Dave Craig has brought to their offense is the vertical passing game, the downfield. He's a great downfield passer. He said we won a lot of games with DeBerg, but he was not a deep thrower.
No, and Craig, you know, they've just abandoned the running game totally. Don't play action up and sit back in the shotgun, let it fly.
What a play on defense, but there might be pass interference as Dan Land screened off the intended receiver, number 81, Tony Hargan. Land, as you see, picks off the ball. He thinks it's his, but there are two markers down in the end zone.
Well, and I'll tell you what, I don't see Kansas City. They think it's against them. But it's going to be a call against the Raiders. Now, both guys are fighting for the ball. Land comes up with the football. Remember, once that ball is in the air, Land is upset because he was turned looking at the ball. Once that ball is up in the air, anybody has a right to it.
On the defense, number 25, in the end zone. Automatic first down on the 1-yard line. We have the 2-minute warning.
So Art Shell sees his defense backed up.
All right, here it is in the end zone. Now watch who's in the pass interference. Here's Land. And when he turns, he's pushing away to the inside. And when he does that, I don't think it's defensive pass interference. If it's anything at all, it's offensive pass interference on Hargan.
The Chiefs with their first scoring chance of the day. First and goal from the 1-yard line. Here is the ball. Given straight ahead, and 315-pound Chester McLaughlin stops Christian Okoye head on.
Oh, look at these guys. Well, you know, get back in the huddle.
Let's watch the penalty in the end zone that set up this 1st and goal.
All right, Hargane is the guy down there on land, but watch Hargane, number 81 in white. Watch his right arm. I mean, his left arm. He grabs in, he reaches in. That ball, Land is looking back at the ball. He has as much right as the wide receiver does. If it's anything at all, it's offensive pass interference. That was a bad call.
Huge Raiders dig in that defensive front. Okoye, play fake to him. Here's a throw, and it's caught for a Kansas City touchdown. As they go to the tight end coming across the middle. A 2-yard touchdown throw by David Craig, his 11th touchdown throw of the season, and Keith Cash has his 2nd touchdown of the year.
Well, Craig, it looked like he was going to, when play action to Christian, he holds everybody, and look at Cash. He just goes into the end zone and sits down. Chuckled a little bit, scared everybody. But the Kansas City Chiefs are on the board with 6 going for 7.
A great look by Dave Craig. Checked out 3 receivers and then gun that spiral down the middle to Kerry Cash. To Keith Cash, his brother Kerry, a tight end with the Indianapolis Colts. It's his twin brother. Nick Lowry, automatic on extra points, knocks another one through, and that makes it a 21-7 game. So the Chiefs finally get on the board with just 1:07 to play in the 1st half. 6-play drive, 88 yards. The Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report is coming up shortly. Joe Namath joining Bob and OJ in the studio today. Joe's former team, the Jets, with the biggest upset of this day, going to Buffalo as a 3-touchdown underdog, dedicating the game to their injured defensive end Dennis Byrd, and coming away with an upset victory.
You're beating Buffalo in Buffalo, and we were there a week ago watching Indianapolis Colts go into overtime and beat the Buffalo Bills after being down by 10 points, come back and win the ball game. And the interesting thing, when you look at, there may be some problems brewing in Buffalo because the Colts, when they beat the Buffalo Bills, their offensive line, Crick, had 3 guys playing, starting in the offensive line, well, starting in the 2nd half in the offensive line, that had not played a play all year long.
And we remind you that piloting the MetLife blimp for today's game are captains Mike Fitzpatrick and Hunter Harris. Cruising high above the LA Coliseum. Dave Craig, who threw that touchdown pass, a lot of people don't realize it, but he is ranked in the top 10 among passing efficiency all time in the NFL. He, of course, came to Kansas City in a rare Plan B signing where a starting quarterback moved from one team to another in the same division, coming from Seattle to the Chiefs. Alexander Wright is back deep. High kick into the end zone, and Wright will down the ball.
How important was the tackle of David Craig?
Great point. David Craig saved a touchdown on the turnover. As McDaniel was heading towards the end zone, he made the tackle at the 15-yard line of Kansas City, and then you'll remember a short time later, a tip ball ended up in the hands of middle linebacker Tracy Simeon at the 12-yard line. 6 plays later, from 88 yards out, the Chiefs were in the end zone for the first time.
That's a maximum 14-point turnaround. They could have gone up 28-0 or 24-0. But now the score is 21-7, and the Chiefs are back in the ball game. Up until that drive, they had 10 yards total offense. Now look at it.
Jay Schrader hands the ball to Marcus Allen, still with those weaving moves, a threat to go the distance at any time. This has been a great playing field for Marcus Allen. This is where he started for the Trojans of Southern California. Rushing to the Heisman Trophy.
That's the first touchdown allowed by the Raiders at home in the last 10 quarters.
Raiders look like they're going to stick it on the ground as Marcus turns it outside. And he'll be out of bounds at the 30, stopping the clock with 35 seconds to play. Dale Carter was the tackler for Kansas City.
I mean, it really has to be tough for a guy like Marcus Allen. You know, you've got Dickerson is out there when they're throwing the ball, they're running play action passes, they're doing all these things, and he's got Smith and all the blocking, all the things are happening because you have an option of doing things. Now you put Marcus Allen in the ball game, Crick, and the other team knows he's going to get the ball, and they're going to run it because they're going to run the clock out, and they're going to hammer him. I mean, it's not fair. He told me yesterday, he said, "You're holding him captive here."
Again, they go to Marcus Allen. Again, he breaks it for a first down, turns it out to the 45-yard line.
There's a break. I think the time is always held on the field, isn't it? Because the clock didn't start running when Marcus started running. And it would be nice, you know, if the clock would move when the ball is snapped.
That was a long 4 seconds. He went 15 yards, weaving to the outside. He must have run about 30.
They forgot to start the clock, but I think, don't the officials keep it on the field?
Supposed to. Raiders still have a chance to get in field goal range, and they got a guy that can boom at long distance. Jager is 3 of 6 this season from over 50 yards.
They're going with 3 wides. They're going.
Long ball. Will he go? Picked off by Carter. The 6th interception of the season for the rookie.
He went the wrong way. There's a flag downfield. Now, we don't know if that's pass interference or not.
Well, that's going to be interesting to see now. Carter with 6 interceptions as a rookie. He's playing for one of the great cornerbacks of the recent times, the injured Albert Lewis, starting at corner.
All right, here's the play. Willie Galt downfield. Dale Carter. Is this pass interference? No. I don't know what this is. Is he down? When he's caught, there's going to be after the play. After the interception.
On the intercepting team, number 42. 10-yard penalty.
Charles
They will retain the ball after enforcing their foul, first down.
So Charles Mincy was called for holding after the interception by his teammate Dale Carter. So the Chiefs, trailing the Raiders 21-7, will now run out the first half with 16 seconds to play. And Coach Schottenheimer will be going to the locker room and quite probably to the blackboard.
Well, Willie Galt is fast. We know that. Okay?
Is he?
Yes, he is. But I think they forgot how fast Mr. Carter is.
Well, Marty said yesterday, he said the thing about this guy that just never ceases to amaze is how fast he can run, Dale Carter. He said he'll miss coverages. He's a rookie, and he said he'll recover and make plays. He's so fast.
Well, he just outran the ball, went up and got it. Super interception.
So the Raiders jump up top early. Big special teams play. Big defensive line play. And Art Shell's Raiders go to the locker room with a 21-7 lead over a team that's beaten them the last 6 times they've played. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. Was tipped, the Chiefs intercepted, and Craig took them right down the field for their only touchdown. As you look at the numbers now, the Coors Light halftime statistics, Dave Craig, who started slow throwing the ball, really started to come on, and you can be sure with 8 yards rushing that Craig will be putting the ball up a lot in the second half. He has really improvised. He has loosened up the secondary of the Raiders by scrambling, making them come off the receivers. Dave Craig's made a lot of great plays despite an overall poor performance by the Chiefs.
Exactly, and as many times as we've done games, Crick, and we're talking about stats don't mean a thing. It's the number of points on the board. I mean, the Raiders are just Kansas City outgaining the Raiders, even though they only have 8 yards because of the passing of Craig. But the Kansas City Chiefs are losing by 14 points. So it's putting points on the board. I don't care how long you hold the ball, how many yards you have. It's points. Hey,
It's our man.
Canna Closet.
And a few gifts out there today. A few room service turnovers. Now Nick Lowry forced into double duty because of the arm injury to punter Brian Barker of the Chiefs. Nick is also the punting man for the KC Chiefs. He'll kick it off now. 2 speedsters, Alexander Wright, super fast, and Napoleon McCallum are back. This is Wright. He can run by him if there's a gap, but there was none. He couldn't go over it. Lonnie Martz on the stop, and there's a penalty marker down that could set the Raiders back.
Yeah, that penalty came very, very late.
The run back to the 22.
I really think the Kansas City Chiefs got a gift on the touchdown because Land is what I was looking at, that was not pass interference. But
on the return team during the return, number 82, 10-yard penalty, first down.
David Jones. Since they give the numbers, I think they're entitled to get their names read, don't you think?
Yeah, part of the deal.
Not in college, though. They don't tell you in college.
This is an important opening drive If the Chiefs defense can stand up and send the Raider offense 3 downs and out and force them to punt from deep in their own end, Kansas City could be right back in this game in a hurry. Schrader started the game throwing the ball. Let's see what he does here. For the run, Eric Dickerson head on into the middle linebacker Tracy Simeon.
And I agree with you. You don't get conservative now. You've got 21 points really on turnovers, a block punt and things. And look at the possessions here of the Raiders. I mean, they're not overly spectacular. They had 2 possessions that went over three downs and out. So that's not all that great either. But don't get conservative, and don't let this team, the Kansas City Chiefs, back in the ball game. Go downfield.
Very overcast day. The lights now on at the Coliseum. As Schrader drops on second down. Here comes the rush. He eludes it for a moment. And then they'll get him inside the 15-yard line.
Crick, you want to see a great play. Joe Phillips, number 75 for the Kansas City Chiefs, took his man, the guard, and drove him all the way back into the quarterback. There's the guy that made the play, even though he didn't make the tackle. Watch 75. There goes Phillips. He's on the right. Watch this, all the way back into Schrader, and almost has him. And the man he took back there is Montoya, which is really a surprise to me because he's one of the better pass-blocking guards in the game.
Joe Phillips, who had a contract problem at San Diego, ends up Kansas City Chiefs on a starting one. Acquisition to him, and they decided to go to the 4-man line. Penalty markers down as Schrader has to dump it off, and it's an incomplete pass. Big strike by the strong safety, Martin Bayless, another former Charger. Schrader, the baseball catcher, he was one of the top players signed with the Toronto Blue Jays, started at UCLA, played a limited number of college games at quarterback.
This will bring up 4th down. It's a legal motion against the Raiders.
This game has turned. That late drive by the KC Chiefs, an 88-yard scoring drive to get them on the board. And now some strong defense.
Illegal motion by the offense. 2 men moving at the same time. The penalty is declined. Brings up 4th down.
Dale Carter goes back, the rookie who today had his 6th interception of the season.
Well, Willie Gault's moving, and I don't know who else moved unless it was a tight end. Well, you want to talk about some speed? There's a guy standing about the 48-yard line, moving back with a whole lot of it. Carter.
Jeff Gossett standing at the goal line. He'll hit the ball at about the 4. The Chiefs in position to come out of this with very good field position. Well hit ball. Beautifully done by Gossett. He drives Carter back to his 32.
Come the other way. Oh, what a hit.
Charles Mincy had a crushing block that gave Dale Carter room to go. It was a 56-yard punt by Jeff Gossett and a 12-yard return by the rookie, aided and abetted by the great hit on the block by Charles Mincy.
Did he ever? Mincy is going to come in from the left. Watch this. Goodbye. That was about as close to clipping as you're going to get.
In his first NFL regular season game, Chiefs fans remember that Dale Carter ran back a punt for a touchdown at San Diego, and it turned out to be the difference in the game.
56 yards on the punt by Jeff.
Hey, Mincy hustling downfield. Carter, I've seen 2 punt returns right now, Crick, and the problem is they had them both going the wrong way. The open field was to the other side.
Look at the Chiefs. They're going right to a pass offense out of the shotgun. Craig stands in. He's got an open man. It's good for a first down and more as Todd McNair is on the run. He's inside the 30 and down to the 26-yard line.
How things have changed.
Apparently, Paul, Coach Schottenheimer saw that nothing was happening with the running game. Let's come out throwing, and they hit a 32-yard play on first down.
Well, there's an old thing, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, their offensive running game was broke, so they threw it away, and here comes Craig. Look at this. He dumps to McNair, and then he just takes off straight upfield. You got to like this. Got some excellent blocking, some help from his friends downfield, and they're inside the 27-yard line.
This could be a real good one. We've got a long way to go as we're now just 2.5 minutes into the 3rd quarter. Craig again eludes pass rushers. Fires on the run. He's got McNair inside the 10. And the ball is knocked out of bounds, but it'll be a gain down to the 6-yard line.
The reason they blew the whistle is McNair was stopped and he was out of bounds, and Craig just hugged the line of scrimmage. He rolled up in there. He got a, watch. I want you to freeze something. Right here. Watch him now. He'll step up. As the pass defenders come up around him, he steps up inside. Now, when he runs along the line of scrimmage, remember the 27-yard line is there. He throws that ball. McNair is open. He gets the ball downfield. Now, here's where the whistle blows because the ball hits out of bounds. Good play by Craig again and McNair.
A 20-yard gain on the play. It is first down and goal for the Chiefs. Dave Craig is playing some great football. Now he wants a timeout. They don't want to miss a scoring chance. So he has to use a timeout early as he didn't like the Raiders' defensive formation. Craig is really setting up all these throws with a lot of scrambling. He's been so close to being sacked. Then he loses the pass rush with his ability to move and then hit the pass.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Hertz #1 Club Gold. Hertz's fastest service now in more locations coast to coast. By the Diamond Tennis Bracelet. This Christmas, give her the gift of love. Diamonds. By Norelco patented lift and cut shavers. We make clothes comfortable. And by Mitsubishi, bringing you a full line of award-winning automobiles. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around.
The Chiefs break the huddle. First down and goal at the 6-yard line of Los Angeles. Raiders continue to lead 21-7. But the Chiefs turn this game late in the second quarter. Momentum has gone their way, although they have a big hole still to get out of. Craig dancing and darting and throwing, and it's intercepted in the end zone. Dan Land picks it off, and the Chief threat is stopped, and Dave Craig is down, getting up. Huge play for the Raiders.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that happened here is your running game is not doing anything. So, now you get down there because you've gone the distance with the passing game. But I don't know whether you don't put it back in there where you can run some play action. And Craig had some time right here, but now he tries to force the ball. He feels the heat coming up, and the heat was coming.
So the Raiders stop the threat. Dan Land is the interceptor. Back in a moment.
Top left-hand corner is Dan Land. Now he's out of the picture. J.J. Burden is coming across, and watch Land close. When he reads the pass, not a lot on it. He just makes the close in front of J.J. Burden, makes the interception. Excellent play by the defense.
It was that. Here's a pitch back. Dickerson tries to turn it up. He does. A gain of about 5 yards to the 25-yard line. Joe Phillips and Martin Bayless on the stop. Dave Craig with his first turnover of the day after he really moved the ball throwing it throughout the second quarter, not into the third. Waiting for his next shot at it. You get a feeling, though, they're going to put it in the end zone again before long.
Yeah, you are, because they really have abandoned the running game completely. But when you get down near the goal line, you're at first and 6 or 7. You've got to make them honest a little bit and not just line up and say, okay, we're going to throw the ball with no threat of run at all.
Dan Land, the young defensive back from Albany State. Eric Dickerson pays a big price, running head up. He takes on 2 linebackers, Chris Martin and Tracy Simeon. And there's a gain of only about a yard on the play, 3rd and 4.
And Neil Smith, here comes Derek Thomas down the line of scrimmage. Watch this. He just, Dickerson knows that Thomas is in the area. But Martin is the guy that makes the play. Neil Smith is there. This defense is not out, will keep you in a ball game. Defenses, as I talked so many times about, Crick, those are the guys that get you to the Super Bowl. You only need the offense to win 1 game. That's the last one.
Yeah, it's Dave Adolph, the architect of this KC defense. Marcus Allen pops the line of scrimmage, breaks the crust, and takes it out to the 35-yard line. On 3rd and 4, he got 9. First down Raiders. J.C. Pearson on the stop.
Watch Marcus Allen here. See, they put him right behind the quarterback. So now you think about passing, but there's always that threat of run. They're worried about pass. And Marcus Allen picks up the first down, but he automatically runs off the field. I mean, I don't know if it's really fair to this guy. He's carried the ball 4 times for 34 yards.
8.5 a carry.
He deserves to play more.
Schrader on first down. Throws hard to the flank. He gets his tight end swinging out. Ethan Horton, who gains about 3 or 4 yards to the 39-yard line. Derek Thomas was covering. Thomas is not getting the big rush as he normally does. Bruce Wilkerson at left tackle blocking well on him.
Well, in different times in coverage, you see Derek Thomas, but he ends up covering Ethan Horton, who is the tight end. Now here's Thomas. He sees Ethan Horton come out. Now that's his man. He's got him. He's got him. Now watch him close. Horton is there. He closes on him, waiting for some help. A little late.
And Eric Dickerson aligns as the I-back on 2nd and 6, and he gets the ball. Dickerson, despite his size, he's 6'3", 220 pounds, has an amazing ability to make tacklers miss from in close. He'll hit a gap in the line, look like he's going to take it head on, and all of a sudden with a stutter step, he makes the lateral move and is ahead for plus yardage. And now he brings up 3rd down and 2 with that carry.
Well, it's 3rd down and 2. Where's Marcus?
Marcus is looking on with the rest of the Raiders. Dickerson stays down the field. There's Marcus Ellen.
Say averaging 8.5 yards a carry. Don't you think you ought to have him in there?
Steve Smith is the blocker. They go again to Eric Dickerson behind Steve Smith. Dickerson breaks it. And he's down to the 44-yard line of Kansas City. On 3rd and 1, he gains 12.
There's when you're talking about Dickerson making people miss. Mitzi comes up number 42. He tries to put a hit on Eric Dickerson, and watch what happens. Here comes Dickerson through the hole. Carter gets blocked by Smith. Bam! That's another 8 or 9 yards after the play. Any good?
Dickerson's gained 55 yards on 17 carries. Eric Dickerson has been something unhappy in Indianapolis. He became a Raider on draft day for a 4th and an 8th round draft pick. Jay Schrader feels the strength of the Kansas City pass rush. He swept under at the 50-yard line with 7:44 to play in the 3rd quarter. Big tough Dan Saliamua made the rush, beat the tackler, and number 97 gets the sack.
Dan Saliamua beats a double team. Watch Dan Saliamua right there on the right of your screen. He breaks the double team from Montoya and Mosbar, the center, and makes the sack. That's strength, friend.
Collapsing the pocket, knocking the Raiders back, and giving Schrader the ball at midfield on 2nd down and 15.
Timeout. They have the wrong play called, and they have the wrong personnel in for what Schrader wants to see, so he calls timeout.
So while Jay Schrader comes to the sidelines to check out the X's and O's, there's a break on the field. Schottenheimer, who has coached 7 consecutive winning seasons now, starts with the Browns, then moving on to Kansas City. Right now, he's going to have the Chiefs turn their pass rush loose on 2nd down and 15. Schrader. Good job by the Raiders in picking up a safety blitz. Schrader on the run, and he steps out of bounds after gaining only 2 yards. Derek Thomas ran him out. Derek Thomas in his 4th year, and his 3 previous ones, he's been to the Pro Bowl every year.
Here's Derek Thomas. Now watch this. He comes up the line of scrimmage. He sees Eric Dickerson. Now watch what he's doing. He's looking at Dickerson. Dickerson comes back in. Now once Schrader goes across the 50, he has to run now. But Derek forces him out of bounds. But you know what the Kansas City Chiefs have done all day long? They've taken away the threat of the wide receiver. Crick, these guys have not had a chance. The only guy really catching any balls is Ethan Horton.
That's right. Dale Carter and Kevin Ross at the corners for the Chiefs. Very strong one-on-one coverers. Here's your man Marcus Allen back in the backfield. On 3rd down and 14. Here comes the rush. It's a 4-man pass rush. Schrader on the run. He could carry for the 1st down. And coming across to get him is Kevin Ross. Short of the 1st down.
You know who else would have gotten him? Derek Thomas. You want to see some speed? I'm telling you, Derek Thomas has speed to burn. Watch this. He's across the line of scrimmage, spinning, doing some moves. Ethan Horton. Schrader's gone, right? Wrong. Watch this. Watch the close. He's got him. He was there.
Kevin Ross gets there first, and now Dale Carter's back, anticipating a LA Raider punt. This is out of Yeager's range, although he can kick field goals from a long way. So Jeff Gossett, number 7, comes out on the field. You see a long today at 56 yards. The line drives the ball into the end zone. And the Chiefs, who had a first and goal at the 6-yard line of the Raiders, their last possession without scoring. Raiders got it back in an interception. Now we'll go 1st and 10 from their 20 when we come back. Next Saturday, it's a special afternoon of great NFL action on NBC, beginning with NFL Live. Then a rematch of last season's AFC Championship game when the Broncos go to Buffalo to meet the Bills. Begins next Saturday, NFL Live at 12 noon Eastern Time. And here's a sack of Dave Craig as huge Nolan Harrison crashed the pocket, made it crumble, and got the QB.
Nolan Harrison, Anthony Smith. This is the biggest problem with just lining up and throwing the football. Because all you now allow the 4 defensive linemen to come after you. And Craig is there. Watch this. I mean, it just collapses in front of him. Nolan Harrison just goes through. Watch this. I mean, it's this whole thing. Get out of my way. I'm on my way to the quarterback, and I have no distractions because I don't worry about run. And you don't worry about Craig running because he's not that fast.
David Craig from the shotgun on 2nd and 16. Stands in, delivers the ball. Catch is made by Todd McNair. But the Raider defensive backs in zone coverage, led by Terry McDaniel, who has an interception today, the former Tennessee All-American. He shuts it down well short of a first down.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at the defensive linemen. They're just coming. Terry McDaniel's right there on Todd McNair. There's just no place to go. But I mean, you really put your quarterback at risk when you do this. Offensively, the Kansas City Chiefs have not been able to run the football. 8 yards rushing? So you have to abandon that. But if you're going to do that, now you have to really form the pocket. And those 5 guys up front must, and I mean must, block.
Craig on plays like this, 3rd down and 12, is ducked up inside as markers come down all over the field.
Lutz moved, the right guard.
So instead of 3rd and 12, it'll go to 3rd and 17.
False start prior to the snap on the offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty. It remains 3rd down.
Hey, David got really nice style points for this, though, because the back pedal was almost perfect. Left of the screen, watch this. This way, and look at the style points.
That's real early.
Yeah, give me a 10.
Craig was telling us yesterday he is just now getting fully acclimated to the Kansas City offense. One of the difficulties in Seattle, where he played 12 years, they used a different numbering system. And in Kansas City, what were the odd numbers, the right side of the line, have become the left side of the line. And he said, I know the plays, but sometimes I find myself going the wrong way.
He does. I mean, it's been a hard adjustment. You're under one system for 12 years.
He steps in, he lofts it downfield, and there's good coverage by the Raiders. Willie Davis made a diving try at the ball, but that was a coverage of absolute excellent proportions, as there was nobody open to go to. He had to keep it low to not risk the interception. And Nick Lowry, who's been called on since the first quarter to punt the ball for Kansas City because of the injury to Brian Barker, he hyperextended a shoulder. Lowry's in the end zone again, Paul.
That's one of the big problems that Kansas City has. You know, if they could have held the Raiders and make a punt and get the ball in the middle of the field, that's not so bad. But now here you are, you're held. You've got to punt the ball. I mean, if he gets it to the 50-yard line, he's going to be lucky.
Snap so critical here. Johnny Kwai, the long snapper. End over end punt. Jim Brown takes a look. Fair catches the ball at the 46-yard line. 33-yard punt. So the most significant play in this second half was, without question, the end zone interception by Dan Land that stopped the Chiefs. With Paul Maguire, Don Criqui back at the Coliseum in Los Angeles, where the Raiders, as they did at halftime, continue to hold to a 21-7 lead. Nick Lowry, a double duty man today for the Chiefs. Plays kicking and punting, and apparently enjoying it.
There's Barker. He's over there talking to him. He's back on the field, but as you can see that his arm is in a sling. Lowry saying, how am I doing? Barker said, don't quit your field goal job.
Barker has fought on and on to maintain his punting job with Kansas City. He's had some tough moments, has gotten better. Eric Dickerson heads downfield on first down for 16, 17 yards, taking half of the Kansas City defense with him for the last 8.
This is a great run. And the reason it's a great run because he took half the team with him. Now watch where he gets hit first. Here goes Dickerson. He's hit here. Now look at how many yards afterwards. 5, 10, 11 more yards after he's hit. That's a run.
Dickerson over 72 yards for the day, and as he said, he wants the ball more and more, 28 or 30 times a game. He's going to get there if he keeps going. There's not much here as this time Chris Martin, number 57, doesn't miss. Now while we have a moment, let's go to NFL Live and the Sportscaster of the Year, Bob Costas. Congratulations, Bob.
Don, thank you very much, and Chris Chandler ought to be congratulated for this play. Play action fake, scrambles out of the pocket, throws on the run, and what a beauty into the arms of Ricky Prohl. It covers 63 yards for the touchdown, and the upset-minded Cardinals lead San Diego 21-10 in the third. Don.
And that, of course, would be good news for the Chiefs and their fans, as even if they should lose today, if San Diego goes down, look at Denver's also losing, so the Chiefs could still have a game lead over those two. Although the Chiefs and the Cowboys are much closer. Dallas now holding to a 24-20 lead over Denver at Mile High Stadium. Tommy Maddox just threw for a touchdown for the Broncos.
And that's Maddox's third touchdown pass. Now in this game here, look at Steve Smith, 4 receptions, 39 yards. One was for a touchdown. No one covered him. Here he comes out of the backfield again. And the only guys really that Schrader's been throwing the ball to, the tight end, Ethan Horton, and Smith. I mean, you'd think you'd put somebody on the guy.
And Marcus Allen takes the playing field again. Third and short, a man who specializes not only in running with it, but catching it and running it. Now they go from scrimmage, and Marcus, piston drive, pumps it straight out. And down inside the 20, first down Raiders, as that end zone interception on a first and goal play looms larger and larger. The end zone interception of Dave Craig that stopped the Chiefs' touchdown threat.
Watch this straight ahead. Mosbar, Montoya, they're blocking right up front. Phillips has got penetration. He makes the tackle, but Marcus already has the first down. Schrader walked over and patted him on the back, said, "Nice job, Marcus. We'll sit down. Call you. We get third and short."
Hardly breaks a sweat.
No, he doesn't. And they're holding him captive. I love that.
Started to fall in California as Eric Dickerson tries to cut back in on a first down play. He's close to the 17-yard line. The two big tackles got him, Saliamu and Phillips.
They're getting a lot of penetration, the defensive line and the linebackers. And again, if I were Schrader and you're looking around, Saliamu called timeout and he's limping off the field.
Right now, Paul, it's looking more and more like the road to the Super Bowl in the American Conference might go through Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a team with a losing record last year, as the Steelers today extended their mark to the best in the AFC, with Buffalo losing, but the Steelers lost their starting quarterback, Neil O'Donnell, with a leg fracture. Brister will be in the rest of the season.
Gary Bubby Brister.
Play fake to Dickerson. Great move by Schrader. End zone throw. Willie Gault. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
Gault just showed us some speed, and Schrader puts his ball right on target. Watch as Carter's coming down. I don't know that that's his man. He's supposed to release to the inside. I know a linebacker isn't supposed to be covering him. And look at Willie Gault. Makes the catch.
And that was, Paul, his first catch of the day, his 24th of the season, his 4th touchdown reception this year. And the Chiefs, if that wasn't a knockout punch, certainly have a huge hole to dig out of again as Jager comes out for the extra point try.
But you can't say enough about the Chiefs' defense. You know, even in the first half, they did a job on the Raiders.
Extra point is good. And again, Los Angeles opens up a 21-point lead as they did in the first half when they led 21-0. Jay Schrader playing good ball. That was a great play fake. It froze everybody. Straight up Willie Gault. And the timing touch lofted pass was right there at the back of the end zone.
You know, the offensive linemen love when you run play action passes because it gives them a chance get right on in the face of the defensive lineman.
The signal individual award in college sports, if not all of American sport, the Heisman Memorial Trophy, will be awarded next Saturday. The announcement will be made at the Downtown Athletic Club in New York, and you'll see it live here on NBC Sports starting at 3:30 Eastern Time. Toretta of Miami, Hurst of Georgia, Falk of San Diego State, Brooks of Notre Dame, all considered the leading Heisman candidates. The envelope will be opened sometime between 3:30 and 4 next Saturday.
I'll open it right now. Toretta.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I just want to let everybody know, so if they want to look in, they can, but Toretta, here it is. Now that play fake does freeze in the backfield. Mincy was frozen, number 42. Look at this. He was supposed to have the middle. Here's the great throw. Gault gets both feet down. The official was right on the line. The thing was control of the football. He had control. Touchdown.
Now with just 19 seconds to play in the third quarter, Dave Craig will be forced into an all-out passing game the rest of the way to try to get the Chiefs back in this. Running with the ball and coming down the field with it.
Fred Jones.
Fred is out across the 30-yard line.
We're not seeing great kicking in this ball game, and Craig knows what he's got to do. He knows when he comes out now that they have to score a touchdown now. We're not talking field goals. Field goals, if they're going to come into play, it's going to come into play at the end of the football game, Crick, and not in the middle or the beginning of the fourth quarter. It's got to be touchdowns.
Kansas City Chiefs criticized for not having a Star Wars pass offense, but they win. And if they're to come from way behind to win today, they're going to have a hard time doing it. This is virtually the same score that the Chiefs beat the Raiders by in September. That was a 27-7 game. This one's 28-7 the other way. Raiders in the lead. Craig takes a look, fires and hits a man up the middle. Tight end Keith Cash is ahead for a first down to the 45-yard line.
Well, let me tell you something. Joe Valerio didn't even slow down Howie Long. Howie Long was in on Craig when he sets up. Watch this. Right in the screen. Here comes Howie Long. Inside move. Valerio lets him go. And here's Howie right there. He misses. Craig does a great job stepping up and getting the play off the Cash. They pick up a first down.
We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. The numbers through 3 quarters of play. But on the scoreboard, right now it's no contest. Raiders in command 28-7. Dave Craig will be firing down. Now he goes to the handoff to McNair, and that's not going to work. A 2-yard loss on the play. Now we have a moment. Back to NFL Live. Here's Bob to talk about some records.
Don, the inevitable just happened at Candlestick Park. Here's Jerry Rice from Steve Young for the 12-yard touchdown, number 101 for his career, the all-time record for touchdown receptions in a career in his 121st game. It took Steve Largent 200 games to get 100. But way back when, Don Hudson caught 99 in just 117 games in a different era for the Packers. Don?
Thank you, Bob. As we have an incomplete pass play by Kansas City, our NBC statistician, Dennis Mnuchin, totaling these numbers, Paul. And the most startling one is the Chiefs, after that loss on the last run by McNair, now have a total of 6 yards rushing for the day.
Going the wrong way. Going the wrong way. Well, they're trying to throw the ball. And now what the Raiders are doing, the Raiders are going back with 6 defensive backs. 1 linebacker, 4 down linemen. They're rushing the 4 guys, holding the linebacker to check the back, which is McNair coming out of the backfield, and they're just covering everybody deep.
Good throw, but not enough. As the defense back in zone coverage, led by the super hitter, the rocket hitter, Ronnie Lott at strong safety. Comes up and makes the stop short.
And you don't punt here. You go. I mean, this is
absolutely.
4-down territory all the time now for the Chiefs. They're down 21 points. You don't even think about punting the football because it's not going to do you any good.
J.J. Burden with the catch, but he's not quite there. Brings up 4th down, and the Chiefs need about 2.5 yards.
Now, the thing about Craig is he's smart enough. I mean, he's a scrambling type of guy. He knows all he needs is a couple of yards. He doesn't have to go downfield. Don't get fancy. Just get it quick.
He's going to get nothing but the Raider rush. Raiders take over at their 49.
Anthony Smith. That's his 3rd, I believe, of the day.
People questioned him as a draft choice when he came out of Arizona. Not anymore. He was a 1st-round pick in 1990.
Craig, watch this. He really has no one to throw to. The offensive line collapsed on him right away, and he steps up. Anthony Smith's there along with Nolan Harrison. But it was over.
The Chiefs have as many punts today, 6, as they do rushing yards, 6.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Honda, celebrating its 10th anniversary of automobile production in the United States. By Prestone, it stops the rust that stops your car. By New Hager wrinkle-free cotton pants, 100% cotton, 0% wrinkles. And by Coors Light, the silver bullet is the right beer now.
Good times are rolling right now for the Raiders and their fans, up 28-7 in the 4th quarter.
Those birds are buzzards.
Yeah, they're really hovering over the Chiefs today, but Kansas City, it appears, is still going to come out of the day with its 1-game lead in the AFC West as Dallas continues to lead Denver, now in the 4th quarter, 24-20, and Phoenix holds to a 21-17 lead in the 4th quarter over San Diego. But both those teams, the 2 AFC Western teams, Denver and San Diego, certainly with an easy shot of taking the lead. Not so the Chiefs.
You've got to wonder what goes through the minds of guys like Christian Okoye and Barry Word. I mean, there's no offense, no running at all. They have not seen any action. Really, Christian saw a couple of plays he ran in. That was it.
Here's the pitch back. Eric Dickerson takes on tacklers head on and gets to the 45-yard line. Tell you one thing, like all the great ones, man, they take the hits and keep coming back. Dickerson says he cannot carry a ball 7 or 8 times a game and get into a pace. He needs 28 or 30 carries to be at his optimum.
Yeah, look at this yards rushing. I mean, he loves to run with the football. He said, and again, I'll repeat. He said, I faster than 90% of the backs in the National Football League, and I have the durability to carry the ball 30 times.
Carried at 22, Paul.
He'll get up there because they're going to try and run the clock out, so he may hit 30. He needs average 96 yards a game in the last 4 games, including this game here, to get 1,000.
Yeah, he came in with 616 yards and a very good 4.2 per carry average. Schrader cocks, reloads again, and takes off. No sense risking bodily harm with a big lead. Jay slides to a safe, sure halt, the former Toronto Blue Jay.
Boy, he had all the time in the world. Watch the time that Schrader has to throw the football. This is what enables it. Watch it. The coverage downfield is super. He has no place to throw. But look at the time he has. Now he just steps up inside, looks at the 1st down marker. I've got that. Thank you. I'll go down. Christian Okoye, sympathies to him. His father passed away this weekend.
Yes, Christian learned that his father passed away in Lagos, Nigeria. He'll be leaving shortly after the game to join his family there, and we'll be back for the Chiefs' next game against New England next Sunday at Arrowhead Stadium. Great success story for the Chiefs this year. Not on the playing field today, but in addition to leading their division, they're selling out Arrowhead like the good old days, 65,000 season tickets.
Carl Peterson, Schottenheimer, filling the stadium.
You know, I was talking to Carl Peterson before the game. I asked him what was the key thing in turning it around. He said, well, obviously, you know, bringing Marty in was the building block that really counted. He said bringing 2 veterans in, Mike Webster, the center from the Steelers, and Ron Jaworski at quarterback. He said he went up to Seattle, threw a couple touchdown passes. We hadn't been able to do anything for a number of seasons in Seattle. We won up there, and that really gave our team confidence. He said Webster was a great influence on the whole ball club. As the pass goes to Ethan Horton, A long yardage play. It was 3rd down and 11. It will be 3rd and 11 now.
Ethan Horton's upset about something. I guess that thought he had a late hit. Schrader is running for his life. On the backside, Derek Thomas is coming up after him. Phillips is there. Watch this. Now Ethan catches the ball. He goes down. I don't understand what he's worried about.
Well, there's nobody out there that wants to beat the Chiefs more than he does. He was a high draft choice, a first-round pick, a running back out of North Carolina was Ethan Horton as Marcus Allen comes back in.
That's what the cheer was for, I think, Marcus Allen.
Chiefs gave up on him. Raiders got him. Raiders lineup loaded with high draft picks who were disappointments other places. That's always been a means of building this team. They've always figured they could turn a guy around if he came out with great potential. They could realize it. Schrader, who's got a rifle arm, guns one in, but it skips in on the one hop. Incomplete. Tim Brown was downfield looking for it.
Now they have to punt again.
Tim Brown had his teammates from USC all wearing Notre Dame hats all week. That's something they have going here. The losing team in the Notre Dame USC game, the USC players had to wear Notre Dame hats. He said Marinovich made up his own. He said it was a weird looking thing, but it had Notre Dame on it, so we let him get away with it. He made his own hat. Ricky Ellison.
So we're asking Aldo Casella about Marinovich, who went from a starting quarterback to their 3rd backup guy here. And he said, what's the difference between 2nd and 3rd? He's not 2nd and 3rd England play anyway. Number 1 plays.
Angle punt. Gossett drives it down. It'll carry out of bounds. So the Raiders, who've been getting a lot of good work from their special teams players, get one from their punter. Big play, a 34-yard punt, angled out of bounds at the 6-yard line.
35 yards on the punt by Jeff Gossett.
So for all practical purposes, it's 1st and 94 for the Chiefs when we come back. 13 years in the NFL. He's behind Jay Schrader. Bob not active today. Started with the Patriots, went to his hometown of Cleveland as a free agent, played some great football as a down lineman and a nose tackle. Did the same here with the Raiders, but he's inactive today.
He really is hurt. I mean, not physically hurt, but inside, because he's getting caught up in a numbers game with this team. I'll get to it in a second.
Dave Craig trying hard to make something happen, but all he sees is the big right hand. Anthony Smith was crashing in, and another tip ball.
The one thing I was saying about Golick, he caught up in the numbers. He's caught up with some young linemen now, and everybody's healthy. And when people are healthy, you don't play. And he's the guy that's the 47th man, along with their quarterback, Marinovich, who's the 47th man, so you just don't get a chance to play. And it's getting near the end of his career, and he really is sad about it. I mean, he's been a good player for so long.
He has. Great team player. Dallas continues to lead 24-20 late in the game at Denver as Dave Craig eludes a sack in the end zone, gets the ball out to J.J. Burton, but the Raiders are all over him.
J.J. ran the wrong way because he ran into Dorn.
When we talked to the Raiders yesterday, it was interesting, Paul. They were lamenting not making the plays that turn a game. They made a couple of them today. The block of the punt, recovery for a touchdown, and certainly the interception in the end zone when the Chiefs had 1st and goal in the 3rd quarter.
These are the things that they had to do all year long. We were down talking to Al Davis and he kept saying, hey, we don't do the big thing. We've just been, if we had made a few plays in a few games, we'd have won 3 more games that they know of for sure, but they just have not made the big play all year.
Anthony Smith of the Raiders with 2 sacks today and a whole lot more.
He's been all over the place. 3 tackles, 2 pass deflections.
Encroachment prior to the snap by the defense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. It remains 3rd down.
That's Nolan Harrison. He's just watch him, number 74 bang. I mean, he hits the center. He's over the center. You got to know.
A key component of the Raiders' success story today is they're cutting way back on the turnovers. They have turned the ball over just one time today. Denver has now gone ahead of Dallas 27-24 at Mile High Stadium.
That's a little scary. I mean, they can't beat Seattle in Seattle, but they can beat Dallas, who's supposedly one of the better teams in the National Football League, without Elway.
They're 10-2, Dallas. Soon to be 10-3 unless Cowboys can make something happen in the closing moments. Phoenix continues to lead San Diego. That's 21-17, game late in the 4th quarter. There's Todd Marinovich. He would be a senior at Southern California if he stayed in school. Dave Craig almost has it stripped.
I'm going to tell you, folks, we were watching this game, and everything that can happen to the Kansas City Chiefs in a ball game happens. Craig goes out, the ball's hit, it comes back in his hand. He throws a pass, the ball's tipped up in the air, and then the receiver catches the ball. Barnett, now is that any good? Watch this. Here's Craig, he's got the ball, now he doesn't, now he has it, now he throws it. Barnett, he has the ball, it goes up in the air, it goes back down his hands, and they end up with a first down. Design play.
Dave Craig, ever the leader, trying to keep hope alive, but that time it's out of the reach of his intended receiver, Willie Davis, as the heat was on again. The pass rushers continue to come. Big Chester McLaughlin, all 315 pounds of him putting the heat on. Our producer today for NBC Sports, Terry Eward. Our director, John Gilmartin. Executive producer, Terry O'Neill. 7:45 to go in the game on an overcast day in Los Angeles, California. Marty Schottenheimer and his Chiefs never really in it. They were down 21-0 in the first half at 21-7 at halftime. It looked like they were going to make it 21-14, but then a brilliant play by Dan Land, an interception in the end zone, stopped the Chiefs' opening drive of the third quarter, and they've never gotten close to scoring since. Chiefs will be favored in their final 3 games. They'll be against New England next Sunday at Arrowhead. They'll be favored against the Giants the following Saturday. There's a throw and a catch. And a big play for the Chiefs as the ball's down to the Raiders' 47-yard line. And they'll also be favored a huge game, the final game of the regular season against Denver. That's on Sunday, December 27th at Arrowhead Stadium.
Well, here's another throw to Fred Jones downfield. Nice catch and excellent run after the catch. But Craig, again, almost lost the ball. He almost popped the ball out of his hands again as he was moving up to throw the football.
Well, we're going to have a 3-way tie for first in the AFC West. San Diego's just gone in front of Phoenix 24-21. So that holds up, and if Denver continues to lead the Cowboys by 3, although there's a lot of time still left at Mile High Stadium, that last score by Denver came with 9 minutes to play in the game.
And the one thing about this game is this is like a stat drive. What the Raiders are doing, they're giving the Kansas City Chiefs a 6- and 7-yard pass play. But the thing it does, it eats up the clock. Looks good in the stats, but not on the final score. Offside, Raiders. They didn't call it. I don't believe that one.
Dave Craig having a problem handling the shotgun snap.
Look at this along the line of scrimmage. Is that offside? I mean, Howie Long, you talk about across the neutral zone. He's so far across, it's unbelievable, and they don't call it. Boy, he's had a great year, though.
He's had a terrific year. He said he'll never take paychecks when he's not contributing. That's when he'll hang up the helmet. McNair runs. Penalty marker goes down in the backfield.
Way on the other side of the field in the defensive secondary. It's against the Raiders. Obviously, Craig's happy about it.
Defensive holding call, an automatic first down for the offense.
That's, on a running play, it's usually like hands to the face mask is usually what that's called when they run a play like that. Or they call it because it's rare that you see defensive holding on a running play. Let's see.
Illegal hands to the face by the defense, number 48. 5-yard penalty added on to the end of the run. First down.
Well, now, I finally got one right.
Lionel Washington, the man called for the penalty with 6:01 to play.
Craig has got to go downtown with it right now. You got 5:56 and counting, and you're down by 21 points. You can't nitpick on a defense like this. You've got to get the ball deep, but you've got 2 safeties that are sitting down on the 20, and they'll be dropping right towards the goal line. What a catch.
Throw and catch. Coming down with the ball was Tony Hargain.
Tony Hargain, I mean, this was a terrific pass and catch.
21 yards.
Watch where Hargain goes. He'll break to the outside. Boom, here he comes out, and watch where the ball is thrown. Over the defensive secondary.
Gain of 21 yards.
Land is there. He can't make the play. Now you got a chance. You're at the 15. You throw 3 pass plays into the end zone, or at least near the goal line.
Craig, who hit 28 of his 34 passes in the 2 previous games, has hit 17 of 29 today. 259 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 intercepted. Off the slant, he connects with Big Tim Barnett. Chiefs drive on with 5:04 to play and the clock running.
Craig wants everybody to get, let's get together. Let's get on the same page. We've got time. We want 5 minutes. Nothing. This guy does not believe the game's over until the guy blows a gun off in his ear.
Time permitting, we'll be joining the San Diego Phoenix game as they battle at Phoenix, Arizona. Chargers have been behind all day. They've just gone in front.
Offside.
Could be a free play, but Dave Craig almost loses his helmet. Still on the run. Throws to the end zone and hits nobody.
Well, they're going to get Townsend on Craig. That's going to be half the distance. He goes from the 15. That'll be an automatic first down. Half the distance. It goes from the, the 7 to about the 3. What a job Craig did to get out of the rush. Nobody's worked harder than this guy did. Here we are. Look at this. You talk about there's offside on the top of the screen, and the official's standing there.
Intentional grounding on the offense, number 17. It's a 10-yard penalty and a loss of down.
Grounding. I saw him throw the ball away.
No, there's no roughing the passer.
No.
Penalty markers for intentional grounding. An expensive call in that you lose the down also with 4:34 to play.
But Crick, there was offside by the defense on the play. I mean, they're not calling it.
Yeah, the end was. Marty saw it. Marty Schottenheimer.
I mean, Marty's upset about it. You have a right to be. I don't know if that's going to change. It's not going to change the complexion of the game, but at least give the guys a chance. This guy's running for his life back there, and you're giving him a running start at him.
The end zone, too much on it for Hargain, and Dan Land continues to play well. He was stride for stride with the receiver.
I like this Land as a corner. I mean, he has been right on the nose of everybody. It looks like an up-and-coming, to me, an up-and-coming bump and run guy.
That was a huge play he made when the Chiefs had it first and goal, and he intercepted in the end zone.
Watch this. He had another interception that they called offensive pass interference on that I never thought it was offensive pass interference. He should have had 2 interceptions.
Now the Chiefs break the huddle at the 17-yard line. 4th down. They need 12. Craig on the run. Lost it to the end zone. Incomplete. Jerry McDaniel with the breakup. And again, the Chiefs fail on a 4th down try, and the Raiders take over with a 28-7 lead.
This is the guy you asked Lo Cassell about who's the best player on this team?
Yeah,
McDaniel. And I'm telling you, this guy is really an excellent football player. I mean, that's just super coverage.
Nick Bell runs the ball, a new runner and a new quarterback. Vince Evans, the 13-year veteran from Southern California. And you talk, Paul, about Todd Marinovich dropping to 3rd string. Vince Evans is now number 2. He's played a lot of places, has Vince, with the Chicago Bears. He was with the Chicago Blitz of the U.S. Football League.
Been with this team a long time and still has his plays on his wrist. Didn't play much, He was 3rd guy for a long time, and then now he's moved up to 2nd, so he's got his plays on his wrist, and there's Todd Marinovich, who probably may not see much action the rest of the year.
Now Dallas, Paul's gone in front of Denver 31-27. Big Nick Bell carries again. Hounds away. He was an All-American runner at Iowa, a track man in college who weighs 255 pounds. He was a sprinter at Iowa, and a good one. It's the kind of talent that's out there these days. Huge guys that can fly.
So they're just sending these guys up in the middle like that. See Marcus Allen going, go ahead, son. Keep right on going. I'll be right over here watching. You just enjoy yourself out there. It's where you get your experience. It's how you learn. Let those guys whack you around a while.
It's the time to win a letter.
Yeah, yeah. you get your quarters in here, and you win your high school letter.
I tell you, Schrader did a nice job today also.
Well, look, play clock's running down. It's at 2-1. They just get it off.
Nick Bell pounds away. Nick comes in with almost a 5-yard per carry average. Hasn't carried the ball a great deal. He's rushed for 272 yards coming in.
Well, that's the thing that Al Davis was talking about as we go to the 2-minute warning. The Raiders don't have to run another play unless Kansas City decides to take a timeout. But that's what Al Davis was talking about. Everybody's complaining. The press, some factions of the press, they want Dickerson in the game. Some people want Marcus Allen in the game. Some people want to see Nick Bell. Well, you're in a situation now. He says, well, I have all three of these guys are healthy, totally healthy. Who do you put in? He's happy. Go for it, baby. Just win. Isn't that what he says?
Man who recruited you to the Citadel.
That's right. I've taught him everything he knows about football, and he knows it. Jim Otto, is he a great center sitting right next to him?
And that brings it down to the 2-minute warning as the Raiders remain in command of the Chiefs, 28-7. Raiders remain in command 28-7 with Paul Maguire, Don Criqui back at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. The Raiders front seven's done a terrific job today. They've held the Chiefs to 17 yards rushing, and they've amassed 4 sacks of Dave Craig.
Yeah, David's running around going crazy. But, you know, we talked to Art Shell yesterday about, and you went back to about all the old days when the Raiders played the Chiefs. And where did it all happen?
Yeah.
In the line. And it's happened all day long in the line.
Yeah, Art talked about, he said, I had a block. Some great players like Buck Buchanan, Aaron Brown, Wilbur Young. And my roommate now, Gene Upshaw, be up walking the floor the night before we played the Chiefs. We both knew we had a war to fight the next day. Usually when these two teams play in December, in the days of old, it was for the AFC lead, or a lot of times for the championship. These guys were two of the stalwarts, hallmark franchises in the old American Football League. The MetLife blimp travels over 60,000 miles a year to cover various sporting events and television specials around the United States.
You ever been in a blimp?
I never have.
I have.
How is it?
Oh, it's like walking across the city at about 30 miles an hour. It really is beautiful. You don't hear a whole lot. You have a steering wheel up there and 2 little pedals. Pedals go right and left. The steering wheel gets you up and down. Then you got like 45 guys catching it. You know, with all those lines hanging down. How would you like to be on your resume? What do? I'm a blimp catcher.
Well, that's how they get it down.
Oh, sure. They bring it in. The guys pull it down. I'm a blimp catcher. Wouldn't that be nice on your son's resume?
Hey, the pilot thinks it's nice.
What do you do? There's no guys down here. They run out of air. Oops, another flag.
Another marker down as the game clock is down to 1:43 to play. So the Chiefs, with a defeat today, will see their record fall to 8-5. Dallas is beating Denver, so the Broncos will fall to 7-6 unless they come back.
San Diego, again, they're still ahead of Phoenix.
About to win for the 8th time in their last 9 games.
You know, we're in that division, so we can't talk about it a little bit. We did San Diego at Denver, and we did it when, you know, they were around 0-4. And Bobby Ross said, you know, I wish they'd give us some time to put our system together, and so the players can believe in it. And I guess they started to believe it.
Number 76, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
They win 7 out of 8?
Yeah, 7 out. They started 0-4. Remember, we saw Bobby Ross. He thought he was never going to win a game. He was so down. Beat the Colts that day with a dominating performance. And they've taken off since, and because of strength of schedule, or weakness of schedule in their case, a 4-win team last year, they might run the table the rest of the way. Finish 11-5.
Marcus having a good time. Hey, Marcus. How you doing? No, I'm not in there. Bell, don't you dare get hurt.
Redskins stay in the chase. In the NFC, they beat the Giants 28-10. Big Nick Bell thunders ahead out to the 30-yard line.
You know, they don't want any penalties neither, Coach. And, you know, you just say, let's get out of here. We don't need anybody to get hurt. This team here still is in command. They're in good shape. The Raiders fighting to stay in it. And let's regroup. We have New England next week. which you and I will be doing that game.
And next for the LA Raiders, they go to Miami to play in a Monday night game. Todd McNair, who came in as the leading pass receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, made some good plays today, but not nearly enough did any of the Chiefs make on the offensive side. Raiders defense controlled this game. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Terry O'Neill. Coordinating producer of NBC Football, John Paratzis. Today's game was produced by Terry Ewert, directed by John Gilmartin. Associate Director Amy Smolin. Associate Producer Molly Solomon. As we come down to the final ticks, 37 and counting, and Art Shell has to be well pleased, as does his quarterback, Jay Schrader. The Hager wrinkle-free cotton super play of the game. Barker, punter for Kansas City, blocked by Elvis Patterson. Elvis sees a loose ball in the end zone, and he's on it for a touchdown. And Barker had to leave the game at that point with an hyperextended shoulder. So the Raiders end a 6-game losing streak to the Kansas City Chiefs. And this whole AFC West is wide open once again as the Chargers continue to lead at Phoenix 24-21. And the indications are at day's end it'll be the Chargers and the Chiefs tied for first with Denver a game back.
You know, this Denver game, when we looked at the score when Dallas went up, there was 2:47 left to go in the game. Obviously, there's less than that now. But you get the first thing that comes to your mind, if Elway were there,
that's right.
The 2-minute man, maybe the game wouldn't be in, this close in the beginning. But if Elway were there, you'd think Denver is going to win the football game.
It looks, Paul, very much like it'll be 3 straight losses for the Broncos without John Elway.
But young Maddox, 3 touchdowns. That's got to really do something for his confidence, because he didn't do a thing in Seattle.
Now for Paul Maguire, this is Don Criqui. Glad you could be with us here at the Coliseum in Los Angeles, where the Raiders ended their losing streak and win 28-7 over Kansas City. We're heading to Phoenix to Todd Christensen and Charlie Jones.